subscribe to our channel of Light Fluid. We are back with Automne. And if I sound a bit different, I'm getting over a cold, so my voice might be a bit off for this one, but I didn't want to delay it until I'm better, so I'll be having a busy week next week. So, we have chapters 4 and 5. So let's get into it. The house is quiet as I let myself in. My mother still hasn't returned from a meeting. I tow off my shoes and quickly breeze upstairs. I snag a set of clean clothes and head to the bathroom to clean up. When I catch my reflection, I laugh. My muzzle has a few distinct lines of spiked fur across it. The fuzz on my cheek looks like it's been matted with drool as I slept. I strip quickly, then grab a washcloth from the cabinet. Back at the sink, I flick on the hot water, then strip down to just my briefs. As the water comes to steaming, I dip the washcloth into the flow, soaking it. I give it a few rings, then hook my thumb at the waist of my underwear and hitch it down, tucking it under my balls. Using the damp cloth, I wet my crotch. After a few liberal swipes, I feel significantly less sticky. I wet the cloth again, then turn off the water. I squeeze water from the washcloth once more, then clean my face, using my nails to pick through the fur till I'm presentable. Luckily, the dust on my side brushes out without requiring a second shower. A few spots require the use of the wet towel. Within minutes, I'm back to downy white fur. No hint of what took place in the last hour. I dress quickly, apply a bit more talc, then head back to my room. To further eradicate any proof, I collect the clothes I was wearing, along with the rest of the dirty laundry that's accumulated the past few days. With my arms full, I wander downstairs to the laundry room off the kitchen. I make no mind about separating whites and colours, just dumping everything into the washing machine and adding a cap of detergent. With a few adjustments to the settings, I start the machine and let it do its work. My stomach growls. The realization I've only had toast dawns on me. I pop into the kitchen, scavenging for food. After a couple of slices of cold pizza, I head into the TV room and spore out across the sofa. I thumb the power button on my phone, bringing it to life. Several messages line the screen. From Jason, have you sent the keys back yet? From Stefan, return the keys to my friend. He kept sniffing at me. I think he knows what we did. From Ma, Corey, I'm running a bit late. I'm planning on visiting your father's grave this afternoon. Would you like to go with me? I unlock my phone and set about responding in turn. To Jason, not yet. I'll send them out priority tomorrow. To Stefan, you realise we just increased the value of the property, right? To Ma, sure, just let me know when to be ready. I yawn, then roll onto my side and rub my nose, eyes dipping shut. Are you ready now? I scramble to sitting, rub my eyes, then bark back. Give me a sec. I slug my coffee, then cup my hand and breathe into it. Luckily the tang of musk and semen isn't present. I dart into the kitchen, setting my mug in the sink and filling it with water. The rhythmic thumping of the washing machine lets me know it's still running, so I join my mother and quickly slip on my shoes and cardigan. We head out to a car. As we both pop the door, she looks at me over the roof. Mind the flowers. I take a seat, making sure not to crush my tail or the calla lilies. My focus blurs as I gaze out to the window, mind wandering as the houses fly by. Moments of time spent with my father flood my brain. Helping the both of them in the garden. Learning how to light a charcoal grill. Sips of my dad's gin and tonics. Just little moments, things I haven't thought about for years. Not since I was last home. My father is laid to rest at Thornwood Cemetery. Further down the street is the Bible camp my parents first worked at when we moved to Alder Falls. In this same camp I wandered off once as a kid. Hours later I reappeared, blowing bubbles with my gum. This was strange because I didn't know how to blow bubbles before I disappeared, and also because I didn't have the gum when last seen. When my father asked where I learned to do it, I simply answered, "Jesus taught me." I don't remember any of this, but it's a favourite story of my mother's. A tightness builds in my chest as the memories flash forward in time. My father's gaunt form is in his hospital bed, multiple IVs, a feeding tube. The hazy look in his eyes, and the slight smile around plastic as he finally recognised his family. Evan and Caleb watching from the doorway, too young and scared to understand what was going on, or maybe just not wanting to think about what was happening to Dad. I was holding his hand when it happened. He gave the faintest squeeze, and then he was gone. Corey? I hadn't even noticed we'd pulled into the cemetery and were parked within walking distance of his plot. Huh? Oh, I didn't know we were here already. I undo the seatbelt and we exit the car, heading right to my father's grave. We stand there for a moment in respectful silence. Mark crouches, brushing leaves away from his headstone. Her fingers dip along the grooves cut into the stone. Only as I hand her the lilies do I realise the significance of the day. Her hands fumble the bouquet as she removes them from the plastic packaging. I move to stand beside her, hand resting on her shoulder. She nestles the flowers gently atop the marble gravestone. I'm struck for the second time this day by the contrast of white to black. My fingers tighten on her shoulder, reassuring her that I'm there, and she looks up with damp eyes. We're both silent, and though I'm no longer religious, I repeat the epitaph on his grave several times in my head, before quietly saying it aloud like a prayer. May laughter and love find you. And also you. Words that we could both stand to follow. She stands and we hug each other tightly. The vibration of the phone in my pocket causes me to jump, and Bay Area instinct kicks in. As we break free, I fish out my phone to check it. There's a single-line text from Jason. Call me now. The tightness in my chest has returned. It must be visible because concern spreads across my mother's face. Is everything all right? I shake my head. Sorry, it's Jason. He wants me to call him. Though I haven't given her all the details of our split, she gives a disapproving grunt, tail shaking behind her. It's not really my business. If you want to bury the past, we're in the right place. She turns back to my father's grave. Go ahead and call him. I think I'd like to talk with your father alone for a bit. I'm sorry. I'll be back as soon as I can. I unlock the phone, head into my contacts and tap the call icon under Jason's name. I bring the phone to my ear and wander away, allowing both conversations to happen in private. My eyes lose focus and wander as I weave between gravestones. The trees are mostly bare at this point in the season. What leaves do remain cling desperately to new branches, browned and twisted in the wind. I pass a gaudy obelisk, dug behind it, lean back against a cool stone. It's only after the seventh ring that Jason picks up, and as he asks me to call, I'm not about to greet him. His voice is terse. Good, I didn't think you would call. This isn't actually the best time, but I'm making the best of efforts to accommodate your request. I send in the keys tomorrow, overnight them. Is that all you wanted? This phone call could have been a text. No, not at all. I collected the last of your things. I need your address. Again. You could have texted or emailed. I'm at my father's grave, for fuck's sake. We need to talk. I need to talk. We are. What else do you want from me? I thought I thought that everything was fine. I gave you 2 years. I don't know when things started to fall apart, but a warning would have been nice. Instead, when the first opportunity to just let me go came along, you did. As a cat, I'm sure he's about to hiss and spit his response. I can hear the hair of the back of his neck bristling. Corey, if you would only ever listen, that's the real problem here. You don't listen at all. Everything has to be perfect for you. Everyone has to act how you want. There's no compromise when it comes to that. What the hell does that even mean? He sighs and I can hear the anger ebb from his voice. That's what I'm trying to explain. You have so much charisma. It's what gave you an edge in our relationship. The amount of control you needed to have was suffocating. I didn't really notice at first. As time went on, little ways you would manipulate things became apparent. I only really figured it out when you kept moving my shampoo in the shower. What are you even talking about? Do you want examples? You started to control every little thing in the house. I come home one day to find the apartment completely changed. You had redecorated without asking and shoved a ton of my stuff in a closet. You also kept throwing away food, not because it was bad, because you didn't want it to tempt you, so you were working with that personal trainer on that perfect squat. God, when John, that shitty company, moved in, I was hoping that what? That I'd lose my job? Did you just be able to just wash your hands of me? Jason, if that's what you want, then why'd you keep contacting me? I'm not coming back. You don't need the keys. Whatever I left is obviously not that important. Anything that I wanted, I moved to storage. So if this is god-awful and as painful as you're making it sound, if I'm the one who was manipulative, then why the fuck are we talking? Because I need to. If I can't tell you what happened, I don't know how I can move on, and I don't know if you'll be able to learn. I mean, you know that I never even gave you those keys, right? You saw them on the counter and just took them with you one day. I slide down the pillar of granite into a crouch, tail surprisingly still after he delivers that last line. Fine then, I'm listening. I won't interrupt again. Say what you need to. I think that things started to fall apart at our 1-year anniversary. Even though you knew I wanted to celebrate privately, you turned it into this big affair, a spectacle for everyone dining at the restaurant. Even though I was embarrassed, I played along, acting surprised when the violinist came to serenade us. Pleased as you ordered the most expensive things on the menu. I'd been happy just staying in, ordering Chinese and watching a movie curled up with you. You made this grand announcement to join a new company as the Vice President of Operations, and then let me know you planned to move in. Do you remember my surprise? It wasn't because I was excited. I mean, I was at the time, but you didn't really give me a choice. You didn't ask if you could move in, just declared it. It was nice at first, but as you became more comfortable in my space, took over the things that I found comfort in. It was stifling. I felt like I had nowhere to hide, even in my own home. I'm not going to lie. As things ramped up and you began spending more time at work, I was happy. As your time in the office each day grew, I felt relief in suggesting you'd take over the second bedroom so they wouldn't interrupt each other's sleeping. I didn't know how to escape. That's why I became so distant. As far as I'm concerned, our relationship ended long ago. When you were let go, it just gave me an easy excuse to retreat. I'm not sorry for how it happened. I'm not sorry that I've gained my freedom again. I can only hope that you're able to move on and grow. Whoever you end up with, Corey, don't smother them. Silence hangs on the line. I take a deep breath. Is there anything else you want to say? His answer is almost meek. I can tell he's expecting me to yell again. No, that's all. I'll overnight the keys to you tomorrow, Jason. Goodbye. It takes him a moment to answer. Goodbye. There's a finality to it. As soon as I click the end button, I'm sure I'll never hear from him again. I shove the phone into my pocket and bury my face in my hands. I take several deep breaths, trying to comprehend what the fuck just happened, but I end up choking on my own spit. I begin to sob, shoulders heave and as tears wet the palms of my hand. I smothered him, didn't respect his wishes. I only wanted... I was just trying to be romantic. I tried so hard to make him happy and only made him miserable. Did I not listen? Should I have done things differently? What could I have changed? My mind is racing, flashing between anger and pain, sadness and frustration. Jesus Christ, was I really so awful? The phone conversation plays over and over in my head, Jason's words chipping away at the facade relationship I'd kept in my head. A low moan escapes me, the tears come harder, matting the fur of my muzzle. And then I remember this morning. Am I doing the same thing to Stefan? Is what happened in that abandoned house the result of me piecing together a situation so only I would benefit from it? I can't handle it. I can't think about it right now. I need to take things in turn and figure them out. At least now I have closure with Jason. My breathing steadies and somehow I manage to stop crying. I dry my hands on my knees, feeling very much like a kid as I do. I sniff a few times, realising the chill in the air along the outburst of tears that caused my nose to run. I wipe it against the back of my hand, leaving a smear of thin snot through the fur. God, I feel like a wreck. Rather than that white pad on my pants, I drag my hand across the grass in front of me. It'll have to do for now. I'll wash my hands when I get home. Reluctantly I stand, head lowered and ears turned back as I once more weave my way between the gravestones where my mother is waiting, arms hugging herself and tail held high and tight behind her. She turns her head my way as I approach. The peace on her face turns to pity as she sees me. And there, in my father's grave, she wraps me in the most protective hug. May laughter and love find you. That simple repetition of the words of my father's grave brings a fresh wave of tears. She holds tight as I cry, my hands ball into fists around the fabric of the parka she's wearing. It takes several minutes for me to once again regain composure. When I finally do, my arms drop and she slowly releases me. Her fingers lift my chin and her eyes meet mine. Want to go home? I simply nod and we make our way back to the car. I open the door, climb in, buckle my belt, then immediately don a slouch. I haven't adjusted my tail, so I'm uncomfortable, but it's only a few minutes' drive, so I don't really care. My mother starts the engine, then slowly rolls through the cemetery, towards the exit. You want to talk about it? My silence is all the answer she needs. I feel a headache coming on, and all I want to do is sleep. My eyes dip shut, and I somehow manage to rasp. Am I manipulative? She mulls that over, obviously carefully deciding how to answer. I don't think so. But you sometimes have a way of getting what you want. What do you mean? The corners of her mouth pull into a smile and she gives a little laugh. Oh, when you were 11, all you wanted for Christmas was one of those PlayStations. Your father and I had already gotten one for you. We had it on layaway. We could have paid for it up front, but I knew that if you were in the house, you'd find it. You saved up your allowance for weeks, and sometime in November you ended up buying a game. I remember you saying that you got it so you could play it at a friend's house, but the only thing you asked for that year was the game console. It was kind of like you were gently urging it to happen. I know for a fact you still believed in Santa when you casually left the game in view of the milk and cookies the year you left out. Just as a reminder of what you wanted. It was pretty cute. Do you remember that? My chin hits my chest, and though I know she was trying to cheer me up with this story from my past, it's only made the things Jason said on the phone more real. I do. It's true. It's absolutely true. I am manipulative. We arrive home a few minutes later. I'm buckling before the cars even come to a full stop. I pop the door and climb out, a cramp having settled into my lower back from how I was sitting. Great, just added the full-blown headache I now have. I'm going to toss my laundry into the dryer and then take a nap. Okay, honey. She unlocks the door and heads in. I follow on her heels, reaching down to remove my shoes before slipping off my cardigan and hanging it on the coat rack. My tail is limp, dragging behind me as I head to my room. I make a brief stop in the kitchen, collect a glass of water, then head to the second floor. In the bathroom, I struggle with the lid of the ibuprofen. When I finally get it open, I shake 4 into my palm, pop them in my mouth, then take a long drink from the glass. I wet my hands, thumbing the crusted snot out of my fur before splashing water onto my face, rubbing my eyes till I see spots. Once in my room, I lock the door. The glass of water is deposited on my nightstand, my phone plugged into charge. I don't bother checking for messages. I just want to sleep. I'm so tired. I strip, then climb into bed, taking comfort in the way it smells. It smells like me. My eyes shut and I breathe. Then, Stefan's last text appears against the inside of my eyelids. I smell very much like you at the moment. My bottom lip trembles and I begin to cry again. It's quiet and consuming. That's because Jason's voice is repeating one line to me over and over in my head. Whatever you end up with, Corey, don't smother them. I don't know how I manage, but somehow I fall asleep. Hours have passed by the time I wake up. There's no noise at all in the house. I'm hungry, but I don't want to leave the room. I wipe the sleep from my eyes, then roll over and look at the clock. It's almost midnight. I take a sip of water while reaching under the bed and grabbing my phone. There are half a dozen new messages from Stefan, so I power up my phone to read through them. I just wanted to say I had a great time this afternoon. I know that was probably only expected for a second date. I enjoyed it a lot. I know you mentioned going back to the Carney mansion for date 3, but I think I may need to give my friend a bit of time for asking those keys again. What do you want to do for the 3rd date? Anything you've missed since you've been away? Would you like to get dinner tonight? Everything okay? Corey? Oh, Stefan. Though it's late, I feel like I should send something his way, so my thumbs begin to wander over the keyboard. Hey, sorry about the late reply. I'd completely forgotten what today was and ended up going to visit my father's grave with my ma. I had a phone call with Jason too. Didn't go very well. Obviously, too late for dinner. Sorry about that. I'll think of something to do for the next date. I hit send, then abandon the phone on my pillow. I take a deep breath through my nose, tail come to life and doing its best to give a few lazy shakes beneath the comforter. I peel back the blankets and sheets, then shiver as cool air washes over my body. Once free, my tail comes to life and starts flicking like crazy. To rein it under control, I reach back, snag it, and curl it around my body, hugging it tight. The screen of my phone lights up as it vibrates. I grab it, reading Stefan's message. We ought to talk about it. It takes me a few minutes, but I don't know whether I do want to talk about it. Can I call you? The phone immediately begins to ring. I clear my throat, then answer. Hey. Hey. A heavy silence hangs on the line. A rough day? His voice sounds slurred. To answer your text. No, you're fine. Everything was great. I forgot what today was. It hadn't even crossed my mind. Please don't think you've done anything wrong. He sighs in relief. Oh, good. I'm glad. God damn it. Have you been drinking? There's another long pause before he answers. A little bit. I thought I'd fucked up. Don't smother them. I push the words out of my head. Please don't think that. I had a great time. You did anything wrong, and I'm sorry you felt that way. It's just when I got home, I ended up curling up in bed and passing out and... Shh. You're too pretty to worry like this. You are drunk. He gives a raucous laugh. well, I've had a bit, yes. Well, I still have my wits about me. I wish I was drunk. Got an open bottle of whiskey. I'll put hair on your chest. Well, plenty there already. But it also mean you end up in my arms tonight. As nice as that sounds, I don't have a car. I don't know that I trust myself not to cry again. I don't know if it would be. No, I know it wouldn't be appropriate just to disappear in the night, even if I left a note. I like that, but I should probably just keep tonight to the phone. You can't blame me for trying, can you? Not at all, Stefan. My eyes wander to the clock and I see 1 approaching. We should get some rest. I'll send a message in the morning. Okay, boss. Thanks for chatting with me. What are you sleeping in? That bucktooth grin spreads across my face. Nothing. He whistles. Make sure to drink a big glass of water. You don't want to wake up with a headache. He laughs at my matronly advice. I will. Good night, Doug. And then he hangs up. My heart drops. No, I'm sure I'll be able to get back to sleep quickly. I don't know if it'll be so easy now. The screen of my phone goes dim. As I'm about to thumb the power button, Jason's word echoes through my head. Don't smother them. I roll onto my stomach, bury my face in the pillow and just shout. It's not for long. I don't want to accidentally wake anyone. I use my heel to snag the comforter and crawl back beneath the covers. I take several breaths, trying to rid myself of any emotion at all. The last 24 hours have been such a roller coaster that I can't even handle what just happened. My eyes begin to water, so I clench them shut tight, fresh tears wet in my cheeks. No, not again. I'll figure it out tomorrow. I pull the comforter almost completely over me, making a nest. At some point my brain slows down and I'm able to get to sleep once more. Wooden floors. Some sort of auditorium? A ballroom? I look around, blink a few times, then somehow know I'm in the Carney mansion. My ears perk and swivel back as I hear footsteps behind me. My legs feel like lead as I somehow manage to shift and turn. The wooden slats of the floor seem to distort and shift under me, tearing at their seams. Golden light streams from between those cracks, causing me to shield my eyes. As long as I'm not moving, the floor seems to be keeping in one piece. I've been completely distracted. My ears turn quickly, scanning the room. There's no longer the sound of footsteps approaching. I relax a bit, look back towards the floor, curious what was creating the light below. It's at that point the smell of him hits me. That mix of salt spray, tobacco, amber, masculinity. Once I've recognised his scent, I can feel the weight of his hand on my hip, breath at the back of my neck. Though I want to turn and look behind me, I'm afraid he won't be there. He drags his muzzle up, noses at the back of my ear, then whispers something. I can't hear him at all. When I do turn to look back, there's nothing. I close my eyes, take a long deep breath, then open them. The light is cold and grey. Morning light, no longer golden. Am I lying down? I shift, slowly sitting up, realise that I'm still in my bed. A dream. The sun must just be up. It's only 7:30. Though I do my best not to think about yesterday, random moments keep creeping back to jab at me. My stomach makes a rather perturbed noise. I didn't eat particularly well or much yesterday. Food is one thing I can do without thinking. Tossing the covers back, I breeze out of bed. A hodgepodge of clothing is thrown on before unlocking the bedroom door. My head is a quick back and forth. I don't know why I always exit the bedroom like I'm sneaking out. A habit from when I was a kid, I guess. Seems like one of the twins is in the bathroom. I just have to use the one downstairs. I stuff my hands into the pockets of the hoodie I'm wearing and head down. While I finish my business, I give my hands a quick wash and pat dry, then sneak into the kitchen. Caleb's shoveling a bowl of oats into his muzzle as fast as he can. My mother is watching on in disgust, and I pause in the doorway, staring at him as his cheeks begin to puff up. Dude. They both look over at me, Ma giving him a warm understanding smile and Caleb grinning until oatmeal dribbles down his chin and he yelps. After he smears the oatmeal across his chin, he snags a glass of milk, swallows a bit, then looks at me. You slept so much. It wasn't that long, Caleb. Evan wanders in, knuckling water out of his ears before getting a bowl and serving himself a much more modest portion of oats. I guess I needed it. Didn't think there'd be any kind of jet lag, seeing it's only a 2-hour time difference, but I guess I was wrong. But enough for me to have some. I point to the pot of oatmeal on the stove. Absolutely. She retrieves a bowl from the cabinet for me, then places it next to the stove, along with a spoon. Help yourself. I step on up and serve myself, taking a quick bite to see if there's any need for further seasoning. There's the creamy richness of butter, a dark sweetness from maple, as well as the gentle heat of cinnamon. The only thing I add is the further splash of milk over top. This draws an exaggerated ew out of Caleb, and I look over, jabbing my spoon at his bowl, then in turn at his glass of milk. It's the same thing. He laughs, red tail dancing round behind him. I'm just messing with you. Okay, guys, you need to finish up quick. I need to get you to school. Ma straightens herself up, then bustles towards the foyer. She pauses, glancing over her shoulder at me. I tossed your clothes in the dryer, right on gentle as you didn't separate. Should be done in a little while. Caleb is bounding after her a moment later. Evan has finished his breakfast, but lingers long enough to rinse his bowl. As he's loading both his and his brother's dishes into the dishwasher, he turns to me. I heard shouting last night. I know you're not older than I am, but I just wanted to let you know that if you need someone to talk to who isn't Mom, I'm here. I reach over and muss his hair. Thanks, Ev. That means a lot. I take a bite of oatmeal and give him a little flick of my muzzle. Likewise, if there's anything you ever want to talk about, let me know. That gets a grin out of him. He nods before running off to finish getting ready for school. There's an assortment of shouts to a scolding from Ma, and other noises as Caleb and Evan are finally ushered out of the house. With only the sound of the dryer to keep me company, I shift over to the counter where Ma has the morning paper spread out. I flick through the pages idly as I eat. Small town news. There's nothing really of particular note, so I find the want ads and start thumbing through it until I find employment. I run my fingers slowly down the listings. Lots of trucking positions, also lots of nursing and healthcare. That makes a lot of sense. Most young people tend to flee the Midwest when they have the chance. Average age in most towns is definitely not getting younger, but maybe I'm just biased. I ran when I had the chance. Everything said, if I do end up staying here, I will need to get a job sooner or later. Got a pretty decent nest egg in the bank, but it won't last forever. Once finished with breakfast, I rinse my bowl and toss it into the dishwasher. There's not much room left in the machine, so I go ahead and add some detergent to get the cycle running. The digital display on the oven reads 8:15. It's early. Well, that's good. What do I need to do today? I grab a piece of paper from the pad on the fridge and scribble down a few things. Post office, St. Keys back, current address. Doug? Keep breathing. Water heater? That should keep me busy for at least the morning. I stretch and pick up the list before heading upstairs to my room. With a bit of digging, I find something to wear. As I lay everything out on the bed, I realise just how plain I tend to dress. The only thing that stands out from the outfit I plan to wear is the cardigan hanging in the hallway. I think Jason got it for me. There's no time to think about that now, though. Based on my conversation with him yesterday, I should leave things well enough alone. My shower is brief. I spare enough time to wash what may have lingered from my tryst with Stefan yesterday. Good night, Doug. I still haven't figured out what to say. I don't want to make a huge deal of nothing, but my name is very much not Doug. I suppose the best thing to do will be direct. We don't know each other, and beat around the bush is going to do no good in the situation. Best to just nip it in the bud. I'm feeling pretty good after toweling off and spending a good time with the hairdryer. Definitely much warmer. I had finished up my AM bathroom ritual. I get dressed. My phone is still charging, so I collect it. Glance on the screen briefly as it flashes on when unplugged from power. No new messages. Good. I'm not quite ready to talk to anyone. I head downstairs, take a seat on the staircase and grab my shoes. It only takes a moment to put them on and draw the Velcro straps loosely across the tops. Don't know if I'll need more than the sweater, so I pop the front door, sticking my muzzle out into the bright morning light. The air is crisp, the smell of damp leaves hangs heavy, there doesn't seem to be much wind. Shouldn't need my jacket. The last thing I do before leaving the house is pull my wallet and keys free from the pockets of my leather jacket. Each is stuffed rather unceremoniously in the pockets of my jeans, then lock up and make my way to the post office. The post office is now much further from my ma's house than the coffee shop, just the opposite direction. Well within walking distance. Alder Falls isn't really that small, but it's certainly nowhere near the size of San Francisco. I fish my phone from the pocket of my jeans, deciding the walk is about the right time to initiate the Doug conversation. I remember item 3 of my list, keep breathing, and take that advice. Once I'm sure I have my wits about me, I power on the device, unlock it, then head into messages. We'll start slow. My thumbs get to work. Morning, Stefan. Hope that you're not too hungover. I click send. Wait a moment before following up with, last night before you hung up, you called me Doug. Is there someone else I should know about? I slip the phone back in my pocket and look up, paying attention to where I'm going. Not wearing my jacket means no particular place to put my hands, so I hook my thumbs to the pockets of my jeans and walk. My tail is pretty surly, and a few people I do pass have to duck well to my side as they pass it, so not to be ambushed by the huge white thing. Surprisingly, the post office is fairly busy when I arrive. I stop at the counter where all the complimentary priority post envelopes and boxes are, and pull my keys from my pocket. I use a nail to work the split keyring open, then start to wiggle the keys from my San Francisco apartment off the ring one by one. As I toss them into a flat-rate envelope, my pocket vibrates. I slip my phone out of my pocket as it continues to vibrate. It's Stefan. He's calling. I don't know that I have the emotional fortitude to handle whatever the Doug conversation is over the phone, so I silence the phone and set it on the counter. Wanting to hurry this along, I reach for the nearest pen. Flipping the ball chain back over my hands, I address the envelope. Part of me doesn't want to include the return address, only put my name. I'll write it so illegibly he wouldn't be able to figure it out. That'd be spiteful, and it's obvious at this point I just need to move on. So I tack on the address of where I am now, the address of where I grew up. Who knows how long I'll be there, but at least he'll have it if he really needs it. I peel the wax paper from the glue strip and seal the envelope, then walk to the nearest service station. An older bunny, Lily according to her name tag, smiles at me as I hand her the package. Priority mail? If possible, I'd like to send it overnight. I smile in return, though it's not as genuine as hers. Thank you for your help. Oh, absolutely, dear. She turns and punches a few fingers of the touchscreen monitor of her computer, then motions to the credit card reader. Can you please answer the question on the display? It's a requisite that your package contain anything liquid, aerosol, perishable, etc., etc. I punch a no over the base of the display, then fish my wallet from my back pocket. Lily purses her lips and punches a few more buttons on the screen, before glancing at the envelope and then finishing up whatever data entry is required. Overnight to San Francisco will be $23.75. Do you need any stamps today? Oh, no, thank you. I just need to get this on its way. I pat the envelope one last time. Very good, then. If you just slide your card now, we'll be all set. I go through the motions. Slide card, wait, signature, click confirm. And then she's handed me my receipt. Thank you very much, Lily. As I'm leaving the post office, I thumb my phone to life. Aside from a missed call, there's one text. Please call. Rather than block the doorway, I exit to the street before I respond. I apologise if it seems rude, but I don't have the stomach to talk right now. Yesterday was really rough and I prefer to just text. I don't slide the phone back in my pocket, just hold on as I start the walk home. It buzzes and I look, expecting a texted response, but he's trying to call again. My brow furrows deeply and I swipe it to send the call to voicemail. My pace picks up and my tail is flicking along behind me. My phone buzzes again. Eyes dip to the screen. I'm sorry, but Doug is not a text conversation. This stops me mid-stride and I just stare. My tail has started doing the crazy thing again. I can feel my ears flushing with heat. There's another guy. I wasn't supposed to find out. Great. I lock the phone and rapidly answer. Well, I don't want to hear about it. If you're fucking another guy, then great, just great. We don't even know each other. He's immediately typing his response, so I wait, stare at the bouncing ellipses. That's right. We don't know each other. Please let me call. I can't. I just honestly can't. My answer is immediate and petulant. No. Again, the ellipsis appear as he types out his response. I'm not going to push. I just want you to know that it's a very serious misunderstanding. My eyes flash over the message for noticing he's typed another. It populates a second later. It sounds like you need to focus on your own self at the moment. I don't know if we'll talk again, but you know how to get a hold of me. My brow furrows and I can perfectly picture him with that sad smile on his face. Fuck you, I mutter under my breath. I get home quickly and decide to distract myself by finding a plumber and getting Mara a new water heater. I'll just say it's an early Christmas present. Somehow I'm able to get someone around to take a look at the old unit and offer up advice for a new one. I'm hardly paying attention. I end up buying quite an upgrade to the current model in the house. But it feels good to fish out the checkbook from my backpack and angrily scribble out the amount due. He takes off, let me know he'll be back in a few hours to replace the thing, and I grumble out my answers, barely thanking him as he leaves. I've been spending far too much time in bed, so I end up curled around a pillow on the sofa, just barely paying attention to what's on TV. Cartoons, I think. Everything feels wrong, like I'm stuck in a world shaded brown, grey and black. Is this how things were really supposed to end with Jason? Was I too short with Stefan? Why didn't he want to talk about Doug, or rather, why did we have to talk about Doug over the phone? I read and reread the last message from Stefan before turning off my phone and tossing it aside. Don't even care right now. I know he's right, I need to focus on me, so that's what I'm going to do. That was the latest Automne. So hopefully Corey can learn and move on. And who is Doug? Hopefully we'll find out before too long. I'm not going to talk too much as my voice is starting to give out. Thanks for watching, and don't forget you can support the bakery on Patreon. I'll put the links below. And also speaking of Patreon, I also want to say thanks to all my donors on Ko-fi and Patreon. You're the reason why I don't care about ad revenue or anything like that, because you help support the channel. Special mention to my top patrons, as always. Andy Peng, Aaron Fox, Bastian, Bieker, Brian Hall, Cobus Visser, Dissonance, Exact, Grizz, Harvest Mouse Productions, Evan King, Kartek, Matt Kenya, Omar, Rafu, Spiderling, Samuto, Tiger Cub, Ara Amaterasu, Alan Mayer, Greylock, Hyperdefined, Lark Askerton, and Gracious Yevon. And if you thought the music jumped there, yes, I just had to go and get a choco flan out of the oven. So coming up next weekend we have more Chenya, then we return to Mark Street in Burrows. We have more tennis days and afterclass coming up this month. Also, won't be next week, maybe the week after. We'll see how things go. We have more Brock the Investigator. I wanted to do it last month, but too much going on. So yeah, a few things coming up on the channel here. And before my voice goes out completely, I'll say now, thanks for watching. Bye for now.